All right, folks, we have Justin Quinte with us, the head coach at the Virginia Tech Hokies, taking over for a legend in Frank Beamer. So talk about that whirlwind for you. You know, when I talked to you last year, you were having so much fun in Memphis. You know, you guys put Memphis on the map, filled up at that Liberty Bowl like it was like, you know, you're in some kind of rock environment because, you know, saw some of your games on TV.
Sure.
Yeah. What are you going to bring to Blacksburg? Because I know the last couple of years Blacksburg's been, you know, with Frank Beamer, you know, on his way out, old guard, new guard. What are you going to bring? Are you going to bring your Memphis offense, that high-power offense, to Blacksburg?
Well, I hope eventually we can be like that. I hope we can be good in all three phases of the game. You know, the key will be to manipulate what we've done to fit what we have, and then continue to recruit to the system. So, you know, we have some good players, some guys that I think can make some plays and win some one-on-one battles. And I'm anxious to see how we can get it all kind of fit together. That's kind of the key to the whole thing.
And you still have Bud Foster as your defensive coordinator. You know, what does he bring to the staff?
Well, obviously, you know, for Bud, it's more than just being maybe the most decorated defensive coordinator in all of the game. It's years of experience with Virginia Tech, with people, with the Hokie Nation, you know, with high school coaches and recruits. It just gives you instant credibility when you walk in the room with Bud Foster. And he's been absolutely incredible in our short time together. Just his professionalism and work ethic, and I think, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I think he might be even a little more rejuvenated to go get this thing back to where it was at one time, just a short time ago.
I was looking at your schedule. You are going to be playing a football game in a race car NASCAR Motor Speedway. Are you going to? What does that say to you, playing in a place that they just giant cars in a circle and, you know, and just crash people?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to be in charge of making it happen. That's my first thought. Is I'm not really sure how it all works. It's kind of like the urban legend game with, you know, how many people are going to be there, 150, 160,000 people, what the whole thing's going to look like, how big the scoreboard's going to be. You know, obviously we're honored to get to play in it. Both fan bases are extremely excited. I know ours is. And our kids will be excited to play in that unique venue. But I have no idea how they're going to pull it off. I have no clue. I know it's going to be kind of an engineering marvel to get the field down and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be fun.
Coach, you used the word rejuvenate earlier. And when we talk to Hokie fans and we're telling them we're coming to ACC Media Day, they want us to ask you, how are you going to rejuvenate this offense? This program has been primarily built on great defense and special teams. And I know that you have limited time, but can you give the Hokie Nation a little glimpse about how you're going to use your attacking philosophy to put up points this year?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing is we got to find a way to run the football, and if we have to be a little bit creative in order to get that done, you know, we've done that in the past, and we'll do it again. You know, I like multiple people playing in the game. I like playing multiple receivers, multiple running backs, tight ends, and linemen if need be, in order to get people involved in the game. You know, I felt like one of our greatest attributes at Memphis was that nobody could really dial in on one particular player because we were so versatile. You know, we're going to continue to push the tempo, but not at the behest of the other side of the ball. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in trying to lead the country in offense or plays run from scrimmage. I believe in trying to find a way to win the ball game. You know, hopefully we can center it around running the football and making some big plays in the passing game, and ultimately get people excited about Hokie football.
All right, well,
I got one more question. We're going to have Sam Rogers here, your running back. What type of running back is he? I know you just came to Blacksburg. You haven't had a chance to see him in spring practice. You know, talk about him real quick.
First of all, incredibly intelligent player. Hard-nosed, tough, working guy. But has more skill than people give him credit for with the ball in his hands. Skilled wide receiver, good blocker. Really a versatile guy that I think we're going to be able to move all over the place to hopefully help us score some points.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to keep in touch with you during the season with the ACC teleconference.
That's a good night.
You bet. Thank you.
Coach, we're going to slide next door.
Thanks so much for the time. Appreciate you being with us. Good luck.
So that's Virginia Tech's new head man down there, taking over Frank Beamer. And we appreciate having ACC from the Virginia Tech Hokies doing that. So we're going to take a break here. Let's go. Oh yeah, let's bring our friend over from the Roar down in Clemson, South Carolina.
William Qualkenbush is how you say it.
Qualkenbush. All right.
That's easy. There we go. Qualkenbush. I was going to do my Keith Jackson for you. There's a Qualkenbush. Yeah. So let's bring Ewan back.
Chris Heidel and Ewan McCreath. We want to welcome William Qualkenbush. Sorry if I'm killing that. To the table. We have some Clemson fans, and I couldn't help but just get a little glimpse of your passion. And is it true? People tell me that if you get a cut or something, that you bleed orange. Is that true, William?
It is. It absolutely is true. I've tested it, and it's absolutely true. Now, there's something special about that place. I've lived there my whole life. I'm doing what I love to do there, and with the success that football is having, more and more people are finding out what's special about it. Dabo Swinney's great at telling the stories. We'll talk to him tomorrow, certainly, but, oh, man, it really is a very special place, and the people do bleed a little different. I won't say it's bright orange, but there is a little different hue to it, if I do say so.
All right, well, William, I want to ask you first, obviously all the talk around ACC is about Deshaun Watson. He's earned it. Can you see a scenario where he's not invited to New York?
Only injury, I would say. What he does is so smooth and it's so nonchalant almost that it's hard for him not to look impressive. He will sit down with people at this event and you will feel like you've been in the presence of somebody that's been doing this a lot longer than he has. And you also probably will not learn very much because he's got that kind of demeanor. He's just very straightforward. He's not going to tell you a whole lot. He's just going to do his job, and he does it with such excellence and grace. I remember the first time I saw him in practice in high school, he just casually threw a 30-yard fade to a guy, and I'm not even sure the guy's elbows left his ribs. He just caught it just like something falling in a breadbasket. It was unbelievable. And since that point, he's never stopped impressing me from day one.
Wow, we obviously know about the bigger names. Can you point out maybe a freshman in this recruiting class that may turn some heads, that has the ability to make an impact in games this year?
Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle out of North Carolina. He actually was down at Clemson, NC State, down at the end. 340 pounds as a freshman, came in the spring. I was told that he intercepted a screen pass and returned it for a little while. I mean, he's going to be very impressive. There's a deep stable of defensive tackles there, so he may struggle to get significant snaps early, but there's no question. They will figure out how to get him on the field. He's tremendous.
William, how long have you been covering Clemson football?
I've been doing it professionally for about 5 years. I was a student, worked in the athletic department for 6 years before that, so it's been about a decade I've been doing it.
William, you mentioned something about Deshaun, and we've had an opportunity to talk to Dabo, and he's just very impressive. And the one phrase that comes to mind is even keel. Not too up when things are good, not too down when things aren't going your way. Is that a testament to head coach Dabo Swinney?
I think it is. I think people, I don't want to say misunderstand Dabo Swinney, but I think the caricature and the little sayings and those kinds of things. I mean, people kind of put him in a box, but he really does have a very even keel. Let's get what we need to get done today done, and we're going to do it in an excellent way. He's built a program that's founded on that principle. I think Deshaun Watson's the perfect ambassador for his vision too. I just think it's a great marriage of school, player, program, coach, everything else. And there's really no secret to it. It just is what it is, and that's why they've had that type of success they've had.
William Qualkenbush, our new Clemson insider, for Herb FM Sports. We appreciate your time, and we'll be talking to you throughout the season. Thanks so much.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate
it. Herb FM Sports continuing coverage of ACC Media Day. As we welcome in standout Duke quarterback Thomas Sirk.
No. We got to change the lineup here. Sorry, I was working on this. We got Justin Bogle.
I was going to say it doesn't look like it, but I had to go with what was in front of me.
He's not Duke because he's wearing Miami
tie.
Right on. That tie is so great that my brother probably would like to steal that from me right now. Yeah, he's a big Miami guy. So, Justin, how's everything going, senior? good last year All-American punter, all that stuff. So just talk about your. Are you like when you go punting, the punt the football during the games? Are you very superstitious? Because when I was a kid growing up, there was a guy who played for the CFL team we had, Josh Miller, who didn't want to sign autographs, didn't want to talk to nobody before the game because he wanted to focus on punting. Are you just like that?
No, I'm pretty laid back. The only thing I really fidget with is my cleats and my socks. I got to make sure if it feels off, it kind of throws me off in my head that something's gonna be off. But mostly in the game, it's pretty relaxed. I mean, I'm pretty relaxed on the sideline. Same with the kicker Michael Badgley, and we just kind of hang out. We kind of talk a little, joke around, stay light and loose. And then when it comes our time, we kind of just lock in, go out and try to execute for the one play.
We have Justin Vogel here, the punter for Miami, here with us here at the Radio Row, changing the schedule. The places you've been punting in the ACC, last year we saw you guys play Duke at Duke, and that stadium was they were rebuilding that stadium now. It looks so nice and neat and all that stuff. In the stadiums you've been around in the ACC, what is the toughest places for you to punt? Because I know a lot of stadiums are different with the cookie cutters and all that stuff. So what's the tough place for you to punt?
I wouldn't say it's really, for me, punting doesn't not much of an impact.
Yeah.
But I know in terms of I'd say Nebraska was pretty tough because we played them because they were just loud. That stadium was 95,000, I think, when they were there, roughly that. And you could just
get the whole state there.
If you were backed up, you could feel the vibrations in your helmet. So I mean, I haven't seen I guess the Florida State game, they were loud too. I was backed up in that game too. It was also a loud game, but. It's just scenario. Most people, when I punt, it's kind of time for them to take a break. Yeah. Most fans will go and get something to drink or something. But so I don't get that too much stress. Unless it's a big scenario kick, they'll stay. But for me, it's pretty laid back.
Let me pass it over to you real quick. One last question. When you're punting, have you heard, what's the weirdest thing you ever heard while you were punting, with these fans in the ACC? Have you heard anything that's is it PG related or,
No, yeah. I mean, not while I was punting, but I remember warming up for Georgia Tech, and some kid was behind me because I was king of the end zone. He was just every punt I said, every punt I had, he said something. Eventually, he was kept referring to. He's my middle schoolers can punt better than all this. He kept going on about it that, and I laughed and I was because it doesn't really bother me because it's just whatever. It doesn't it's gonna affect my kicking, but it's funny because and then I hit a good one and the guy would be okay, that was good. That's pretty funny.
Hey, Justin, few teams in the country can say they have a weapon on special teams like yourself. How much pride, especially backed up in your own end, do you take in being able to flip the field for your team?
Well, especially backed up, it's big because a bad punt puts them in field goal range, and a good punt means that if you can get them to make at least 2 first downs before they get in field goal range, that's at least 6 chances for your team to stop any points being scored. So it's definitely really big. And then it works on the other end where if we can pin them down, pin the 5, possibly sometimes the heads and kicks them around the 1. That's huge because the defense is fired up, they're ready to go, and then one mistake from the offense could lead to directly to touchdown. I know back in the Virginia Tech game, I hit one to the end zone, and then they end up getting 4 and out, and their punter shanked it out of the end zone, and we got the ball on the 20-yard line. And so it's it's a huge momentum swing right there.
Justin, you talk about momentum. One of the things that I see in college football is inconsistency. What is the key to your consistency, especially not coverage, but hang time? I mean, obviously your coverage has something to do with that, but how are you able to be so consistent, kick in and kick out?
You just got to put an emphasis on kicks during practice. A lot of guys think I'm gonna kick 100 kicks and 20 of them good. Oh, that's a good day. I hit 20 good kicks, but I'd rather kick 25 kicks and hit 15 good, or 20 kicks and hit 15 good. And then it's because I know it puts more pressure on each kick. Saying I'm gonna keep kicking until I hit them good doesn't add any to it. Because in a game you probably get 1 or 2 kicks. So I'll set a limit on kicks. So I'll be I'll get 5 this way, 5 this way, 5 different scenarios, and that's it. If I did bad, I need to focus on it and change it next time. Or I'll just work on drills and fix those problems. But I'm not gonna keep kicking balls because in a game you don't get a kicks. In a game I probably take 2 kicks into a net, which I don't know what's gonna happen. Just warm up my leg and then I go out. So you don't get chances especially with also field kickers, the same thing. You don't get 10 attempts and then it made 50-yarder. No, you get 1 kick at 50-yarder a game.
Right. Well, Justin, listen, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck, and I have to tell you, Herb and I, we interview a lot of people. Think you're very personable, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you kicking in the next level
All right, thank you,
very
guys.
soon. Thanks so much. Good luck this season.
Yes,
Thanks, buddy. That tie is great.
Okay.
Chris Hyde.